Oh, welcome. I hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know if anybody's even listening or like these voices in the background. Makes them feel virtually not alone. You know? Your host, General Griswold Gaius, member of the First Law Regression Protocol and a member of the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy. On behalf of the Sacred Order of Fluid Transparency, as with the film, we have some all-stars in the hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today. Hive mind today.
My StreamYard window is so tiny right now. I don't, there's no way for me to begin to describe to you what it's like to have a tiny StreamYard window. Okay, that's better. Howdy, Chad. Morning, Alfredo. Good morning, ship clerk. Good to see you too. Welcome, everybody. This is the Moniscience Amnesia stream, background cosmology. That's we'll get into all that here. We do that stuff. It's later in the stream. I make sure that I deliver on whatever's in the title and the thumbnail, so you don't feel like I'm a bad man. As you might know, it's Friday, and Fridays are always exciting around. Because it usually means a Pastor Paul live stream happens on. What do you want, buddy? Buddy the cat. Hello, everybody. This is Buddy the cat. What do you want? Yes, those are the savings throw die. I'm gonna roll them in a minute. What are you doing, man? I have issues to attend to, apparently. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard.
Riff harder, riff harder. Riff harder, riff harder. Riff harder, riff harder.
LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard.
Riff harder, riff harder.
That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression, signature thereof. Okay. What's that Kofi.com/Grimgriz thing there? Oh, that's this thing, Grim. What is that? That's your Kofi page, where an exciting news for everyone. We have reached the unlock the comparative phrenology live stream goal. That's done. Now what must be done is a live stream such as this, which has recently been unlocked by the Kofi supporters. I see me comparative phrenology, the fancy pants Grimgriz stream about Peterson's. We'll see what it is. It's gonna have my recollections from my encountering of Peterson at the Symbolic World event. Also unlocked is me sticking myself in where Dennett is and answering some of those fine questions, proving that we can think along with his thinking right now as he writes the book. And then also a making of playlist of the great stuff on my channel that's Papa Peterson related you don't want to miss. All that and more now unlocked by the paste the link in the Hive Mind chat. Okay. We'll do that right during this.
Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Now you can see here, Perry has made an appearance in the Hive Mind chat, and Chad's doing this really confusing thing of calling him Kim. Kim, that's Perry. Perunsel Kim is Perry. Perry, hey Garth, I'm good to see you. Welcome, everybody. It's time for the savings throws. You've been waiting, I'm sure. This is where you get a savings throw against the mind control in the stream and the rest of your day. And the mind control means stuff like us persuading you with our magic words to do things, such as donates to the Kofi Fund and or other commercials. Other commercials. That's what the mind control is. Here's where you get a savings throw against it. You choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart. I roll the dice. If they're over 10, you take half damage. And that's exciting. If it's under 10, you take full damage. But at least you got a savings throw. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Very solemn today. Yeah. Okay. Survivalist with a 14. A 14. Socialist coming in hot 5. Hot 5 for you. Lovers of wisdom. 6. That's just a 6. You're going to need your bonuses. Hard folks, prime 17. And Indigo Kids with the number of transformation. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Oh, you grabbed a deck of cards and it's blue. I guess we'll have a blue church card of the show coming up there. Coming up soon.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Lenny Time, and I'm here to talk about a concept of measurement. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
You might need mind control again. All right, now, double ducker decorator. What are you even talking about, Neil? No one understands you. Finally, somebody I get to say that about. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Thank you, Huggle, for the gift memberships to the channel. That unlocks your superpowers of emojis. If you only type Goose, you can use your newfound membership powers to put Lobster Monkey Goose in the Hive Mind chat. How about that? Blue Church card of the show is the 9 of diamonds. The 9 of diamonds. Today's show is going to be, since Pastor Paul's doing his live stream reviewing the week with Wokel and Homath, we're going to get into a little bit of both of those things today. But first, you may have just come from the Jonathan Pasho premiere with Richard Rowland from the Universal History. The Universal History. And I conveniently grabbed the best portion of that for everybody else who's going to miss it.
When Jesus talks about how, the wheats and the tares grow together.
Yes.
Right. That there's also an aspect of the fruits or the first fruits that can be maybe negative. Anyways, all right, continue on and we'll see.
No, that's good. That's good. Yes. So the angel of the presence then goes on to give us certain details and jubilees about the history of the feast after Noah. Noah kept it, and also the related laws of daily worship, not eating meat with the blood in it, etc. And it's forgotten after his.
What the hell are you doing, Jonathan? Sending a message on Instant Messenger? Typing to someone, or are you taking notes? Are you taking notes?
All right, continue on and we'll see.
No, that's good. That's good. Yes. So
look at this man's hand. Look at this man's hand on the right. His name is Richard Rowland. I met him at the Symbolic World Conference and knew him already from the Great Fringe Encounter video here on this channel. But look at his hand. Look at this hand here.
The angel of the presence then goes on to give us certain details and jubilees about the history of the feast after Noah. Noah kept it, and also the related laws of daily worship, not eating meat with the blood in it, etc. And it's forgotten after his death. And this leads to the scattering of the nations at Babel. Abraham is then the first person to start keeping it again, and also his sons Isaac and Jacob keep it. And this is all in Jubilees. We get actually accounts of when did Abraham keep Pentecost, for instance. We'll come to that in a second. But their descendants also forget it, and that leads to their captivity in Jacob. Right? So if you don't keep the feast, then you're scattered or you go into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
And
But yes, that's the highlight clip you got from that great thing there that Tunji already had on the other monitor. If you don't keep the
structurally
feast,
don't forget it, and that leads to their captivity in Jacob. Right? So if you don't keep the feast, then you're scattered or you go into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
well, what was that feast again?
The angel of the presence then goes on to give us certain details and jubilees about the history of the feast after Noah. Noah kept it.
Which feast, though? Which feast, man?
Also an aspect of continue on.
The angel of the presence. Yes. So the angel of the presence then goes.
All right. Which goddamn feast? Guys, figure out which feast he's talking about, because apparently we're supposed to keep it or bad things.
It's very evolutionary, you know, it's evolved.
No, T-Grog, I can go anywhere you want in the whole realm of human knowledge. I'm happy to go there with you. Where would you like to go?
Well, I'm just saying, why doesn't your position collapse into agnosticism or
because I don't require someone to hand me a system in order to test it. I don't feel like I have to be given a system in order to test everything. I feel like I've been given everything I need, and I'm attuning that system, which is me, the instrument that I am.
How about your intuitions?
No, I have measurement tools. My body is enormously calibrated to measure things. Yeah.
And can your body measurements be
anywhere
wrong?
you want in the whole realm of human knowledge? I'm happy to go there with you. Where would you like to go?
Well, I'm just saying, why doesn't your position collapse into agnosticism or
because I don't require someone to hand me a system in order to test it. I don't feel like I have to be given a system in order to test everything. I feel like I've been given everything I need, and I'm attuning that system, which is me, the instrument that I am.
Such your intuitions.
No, I have measurement tools. My body is enormously calibrated to measure things. Yeah.
And could your body measurements be wrong?
I have measurement tools. My body is enormous. Tunji says all the feasts. I think they were talking about the Pentecost. Apparently, you're supposed to have a feast that day. Who knew? Casino card for the show is the 6 of clubs. 6 of clubs. Isn't that great? That's not the mouse.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
Thanks, Shadow Cabal, for making this possible. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. Now, later on today, later on this morning, Pastor Paul's going to talk about things that happened this week that you might have missed, such as this appearance by the one known as Wokel Distance. Wokel Distance is a guy touching his Hitler part. The part of his nose, right under his nose, the Hitler part, he's touching it there. That's Wokel. Wokel, we know, chiefly he brought to us Beauregard's strawberries. And now he's bringing us the network in the background, which Pastor Paul included in today's video. Jonathan Pajot is the Protestant preacher of the logos on the walls of the church. But this is the actual right clip where he brings us the network and the background.
All the ideas, all of your intentional conscious content, right? Everything that's about something, dreams, visions, ideas, thoughts, goals, all the artifacts of consciousness, the things that furnish your conscious world and your ideas. That's right. Intentionality just means ofness or aboutness. So anytime you have a thought of something or about something, that's intentionality. Yep. And he's saying you have a network of intentionality, all of these intentional bits of intentionality of knowing things and feeling things and having thoughts about things and imagination, and all of that forms a network of intentionality. And that gets meaning up against a background. And the background is a set of capacities, things like knowing a language, having a prefrontal cortex, being able to see, having senses, the capacity to use language, the ability to think. And the background, and he says this in his book on perception, he says, there's no hard and fast line between the background and the network. Just like there's no hard and fast line between a tree and its roots. They kind of bleed into each other.
Right.
And what's happened is that the larger background, when you have a shared background, your network of intentionality, you can use the network of intentionality to get clarity and to have meaning and to communicate.
Yep.
But when the background isn't shared, because meaning occurs in a network against a background, when the background isn't shared, then it's hard to create shared meaning.
Well, that reminds me of that wonderful episode of Captain Picard down on the planet where Shaka and the walls fell.
And now, this program is brought to you by
Glass TV on here. Why would we need a TV? That darn TV. Why on earth would you put a TV in here? That darn TV. Why on earth would you put a TV in here? Why would we need a TV? That darn TV. That darn TV. That darn TV. Why on earth would you put a TV in here? Glass TV on here. Why would we need a TV? Why on earth would you put a TV in here?
And Buddy the cat wants something. Buddy, what do you want? What? Tell the people, because I don't know. I can't figure it. He wants something. All right, I've bribed him away. Thanks to a 98-cent can of Shadow Cabal. Thank you very much.
Listen to him. I think he is telling us the truth. That is indeed what he wants. Those of you who are sort of sniffing for duplicity or grift or dishonesty, I don't smell any of that here. I think he's.
Yeah, I'm fabulous. Now there's a very important, exciting part. The preview heads up for the Past the Poe live stream where he talked to the whole math guy. We're going to go over that. But before we do, we're going to go into the omniscience, amnesia, and background cosmology, thumbnail, title, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to deliver on the title and the thumbnail, and then we'll go into home ad and one other thing, just in time to end for Pastor Paul's live stream that starts at noon, unless he starts early. Okay. On today's magic card for the show, where somebody writes things and then I decide to talk about them, it says the Fallout guy from Severed, which Severed is a fantastic television program. Available on the Apple TV if you haven't seen it. I believe it's fabulous. It's about how they put a layer of amnesia between you and your work self, and they explore those topics. It's lots of fun. Waffle Party Passion Scene was reminded to me, and I didn't bring up a clip, but the guy who's in Fallout was the same guy in Severed who had the waffle party scene. And in the waffle party, the Passions did a dance for him in the bedroom, if you remember that. That was fabulous. Same guy. And the televised Passion play and dance they showed us reminded me that Peterson was on, and the person on the card put Muffle Top. Peterson was recently on Muffle Top, but it turns out that in parentheses, Babby means also the Babylon Bee. I bet you we can find that over on their YouTube channel. Let's try together or run some branding. Remember it.
This agency. We want.
Here it is. Over on the latest from the Babylon Bee. Travis interviews the world. That's Travis Muffletop, I guess. Featuring Jordan B. Peterson.
Hello, I'm
first
Travis.
guy in the whole world he's going to interview. There it is. Now, there's just one important part of this that's referenced. Let's see if we can find it. No, play some branding.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Now, do the miracle of searching the timestamp. Opening the transcript and pressing Control Left, I found the part I'm looking at. Here's the opening before the part I'm looking for, just to lead you into it.
Be that as it may.
Okay. Well, have you considered these 10 rules?
I have thought about them to some degree, and I lecture about them as well.
Do you think they're pretty good?
They're rock solid.
I get that. That's funny.
That's good. I'm glad. My pleasure.
Well, I mean, I guess not. This is more like granite.
Or styrofoam.
You weren't supposed to point that out.
Oh, my apologies.
You broke the fourth wall.
Okay. Well, you are known for your deep, vast knowledge of Jungian archetypes. And using that vast knowledge to analyze Disney movies for little kids, classics like Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid and Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time.
A real classic.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
Now, see, the point I'm bringing up to you, is that he is known for that in the outside background world. That's not the insulated intentional network of the TLC. Is known for that. And similarly to the way that, despite the fact Pajot said he was building a symbolic army, I've still been unable to get a captain to come over and help do analysis on scenes from television, much like the Passions dance scene that the guy who was also in Fallout was in.
Slime! What? It's a river of slime!
And now... McMo asks, Muffin Top, somebody bringing up my middle school nickname. No, it's Muffle Top. And I think whoever did the Freudian slip on the card for the Babylon Bee and called it Muffle Top meant to imply something with that. That's probably important. That's half of the card. Half of the card here on the Moniscience Amnesia Background Cosmology. Temple of Set. All right, fine. We're gonna get the better half of the better half of this card, the back half of this card. Oh boy. But we're gonna get to do it as part of this stream, the Moniscience Amnesia stream with background cosmology. Okay. Now, the background cosmology is important in the same way that the background and the intentionality network, as from the clip with the vocal, would imply. The background, but the cosmology is like we talked about yesterday of the unknown unknowns, and it is the stuff of the LARP gate. You see, anything that is unknowably unknown is fair game, because then you're not lying. And so as if it's an unknowable unknown, such as I'm a time traveler with amnesia, it's valid for LARPing. You can LARP that as part of your Moniscience Amnesia. No, as you can LARP amnesia. But if you LARP that you know the other timeline, you're probably lying, not LARPing. It's a fine line. Fine line. This is the background cosmology stream. In the background cosmology, the unknown unknowns, how you frame the unknowable unknowns is relevant to how you see your interface in the intentionality network, as much as we've previously described it with the alignment, attitude, and orientation. The shadow lantern, it's like a gyroscope that floats in the water with the main orientation being this is hell or this could be heaven, right? Those are the two main orientations. And when you have a background cosmology, that's what it's orienting toward. So the background cosmology of, say, perhaps you're God's sinner. He made a garden and your people screwed it up, and now you have to live through that forever. That's your background cosmology. Another one that you might have is that you are placed on this planet, which is essentially where the Emperor makes his Sardaukar. And if you're familiar with the book Dune by Frank Herbert, you'll know that the Sardaukar are like born and raised on a terrible prison planet to make them like the best, hardest warriors that he infiltrates into the Harkonnen forces when they overthrow the Atreides family on Dune. But similarly, your background cosmology of what you're doing here could be Moniscience Amnesia. The Moniscience part is like this. Like, we all know that God is omniscient, right? And for some reason, when I was typing omniscience up, I got the inverted. I got the ohm inverted. And if you invert the ohm, then you get the moniscient. Okay, and the amnesia part is you don't know. You woke up to this. What you can remember and what you can't remember defines a big deal of your interface. What part is it's the formative part of your background, really. Background interface. The interface from the background to your intentionality network. What you can and can't remember about yourself. Really, the amnesiac part is so like there's somebody on the Discord who's a whole I didn't ask to be born thing. Maybe you were, and you knew that you were going to have amnesia of that when you came here. Said, I'm gonna go incarnate. You know, when you incarnate on Earth, you forget all of everything, and you're just there. As far as you know, that's it. It's real. And he's like, yeah, I'll go anyway.
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room.
What room?
I want to cast magic missile.
A room where he's casting all these spells from. He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile.
Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Whoa, you weren't ready. Who's overlapping with me first? Who's overlapping with my live stream? Paul wasn't supposed to start till noon. What's going on with this? I still got the whoo and the better story part on this card. Here on this Omniscience, Amnesia, Background, Cosmology. Hey, we've done the Background Cosmology and the Omniscience, Amnesia. The only part left is the thumbnail itself, which is what the AI gave me when I asked it for... I don't remember, but it's the Temple of the Sacred Self. And is part of the whole math thing I'm going to get into. Actually, when I was watching that video, there was reference to some lady complaining about her dating life on her socials, and this is the point I'd like to bring into. When you're in the Temple of Set is a place of solitude. I'd really like to have pulled up Chad the Alcoholic's piece that he pulled from Stephen King on writing and something else that talks about how, like, when we're in these places, it's similarly to, like, just those of you who remember the feature, the thing, to where you make yourself alone, and then you take one of these and you open it up and you read the words on it, even though the cover's upside down, such as "The voice that beautifies the land." Chani said. More of his men were stirring out of their tents. Guards were coming in from the rims. Everything around him moved smoothly in the ancient routine that required no orders. Like, when you're doing that, that is when you are in what I consider, what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to bring into the conversation now, this Temple of the Sacred Self. You've opened yourself up. If somebody walks in the room, it breaks you out of that place. That is the place you're in when you read a book. It's also in the place when you use your phone. And it's in the place that we talk and be virtually not alone together. And this lady talking about her dating life is like, if the guy makes it past the boundary, then into the sacred temple of self, then it's really weird that you'd been talking about him on 6 months for the last socials for the last 6 months. And this is why this is the temple of the sacred self, where we can speak to each other, but only if we're alone. And there's something about that. It's that space, being in that space, I'm otherwise in solitude. There is no physical meet space interactions is a thing, and it's a thing we need to see. And I don't know. Here now is a farm for the card. A card from the farm. And then we'll get to something. Okay, card from the farm is a 3 of diamonds. All right, play branding now. Okay. What did you load? You loaded this one.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. We're in business. Oh, I'm way over here. Oh, well.
Yeah, play like we're out in the crowd. That ceiling fan psyop is wild. Is wild. Spoon. Why spoons is the question. Oh no, you only have 9 minutes before Pastor Paul's live stream, and you still have the back half of this card. Let's quickly go through it so you can get to the whole math part that everybody is clearly dying for. In the hive mind class, there's so much in the hive mind. There's all this talk of hoes, guys. Hotel and what else? I saw it. Santa keeps track of all the hoes and ho-hos. Okay, so clearly the hive mind wants that part of the stream. Let's get through this part real quick. It says, I'm the image bearer. The drugs do me. Into temptation, sex with an angel. And really, the sex with an angel part is how I thought would best convey the notion of the drugs doing a divine image bearer. It's like, would you have sex with an angel, and or more just one time when you're a group with fellows? He's like, hey man, I had sex with an angel once. She was really down on her luck in Tijuana. But similarly, taking advantage of the falling divine, that I think that's what like Seshat and the other substances do. It's more they're riding around in the image bearer of God than the image bearer of God lowering himself to make communion with. Oh, where'd that go?
Greetings.
That one. We did that one. Hi, Lenny.
Something you could do that you are regarding as trivial, that you could do, that you would do, that would result in an actual improvement, but it's not a big enough improvement for you, so you won't lower yourself enough to take the opportunity. Hi, this is Paul.
All right. This says a better story, and the better story includes a background cosmology such as, well, this place is kind of hell, but you got a piece of Christ in you. You're supposed to help redeem it. You know, the background, that might be a better story for the conservatives to be telling. I don't know why that's on the card. Let's get to the whole math part that everybody is dying to wait for. Okay.
Remember, Embody, there is no agency. We want what's best.
No, share this tab instead. Now this is a bit from the interview in question. It's very important because it's what the whole math person confesses, and of note of the whole interview was the transactional nature and motivations, relevant and you could see them.
Realize,
getting a lot of attention, and I have all the skills that I need to capitalize on it.
Right. So now, in some ways, you're like in that you're the little dude with the box with 1 arrow down and 3 hours out. Now, finally, in some ways, you are in that seat that you've longed to be in.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do with your power?
That's a great question. I still don't really know. Now that I have the attention, I definitely want to wake people up. I definitely want people to understand the way the world works. One of the messages that I keep repeating over and over, and probably will have to
just first of all, the waking up and the going on to sounds like basically they've been watching the Grimgriz show and talking about the damage done by Set to the family and yada yada. But check this out. The
world work attention. I definitely want to wake people up. I definitely want people to understand the way the world works. One of the messages that I keep repeating over and over, and probably
is that hoes don't do math. No, but there's something. See, now, way back at the beginning, way back at the front, Let's go. Right here. Let's just stay here for a second. Wait, now, during this beginning part, you find out that the conversation was arranged because there's a mutual acquaintance of both Homath and Pastor Paul that has arranged this convergence we witness here. And the thing is this is where if I say the sort of things that you would have me say, and well. So, like, in pointing this out, you're like kind of stabbing Homath in the back and screwing Pastor Paul's mutual contact. And Paul's, he just came out on his channel. They were going to do something nice for you, man. But do the math, folks. Do the math. That's all. There's been amazing progress in voice synthesis, in voice synthesizers, and changing one's voice over the years, hasn't there been?
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny.
Yes, Nanny. Okay, so anyway, that's about all the time we have for it. If we're gonna make room for Pastor Paul's live stream, which is starting. But before I go, there's an actual issue, for whatever we are here at the TLC, or the people who aren't the TLC. They're just around Grimm's ship for his flotilla, and that's oh, you didn't load the commercial. That's okay. Let's get to it. This lady, this nice lady, had something bad happen to her on the internet. Hey, this lady, not that one. This lady. Here's in case you don't know her, here's from Pastor Paul's randos conversation with her about 33 minutes in.
And yeah, so we got married, we had kids, and during this time, even though I say like it was a dark night of the soul, I think my last journal entry actually said, I've believed in the gospel of my right arm, and my right arm has failed me. And
wow.
I would be driving down the road, and unprovoked or whatever, this sense would come over me, and I would have like this visual in my mind of like being held by something that I wasn't holding on to. And it was almost like, hey, you let go, but I didn't let go.
Mm-hmm.
So Calvinism is going to come back and bite me later on, because I'm going to ultimately believe in the sovereignty of God. because at a certain point, I don't have a choice anymore. Because
yeah,
I know absolutely that none of this is
Okay, so in case you don't know her, that's that nice lady, Food Truck Emily. Turns out, if you go over to her community page on her channel, it says, I was suddenly logged out of X and cannot get back in. It appears my account disappeared. Something happened with her X account. And if you go over to see what happened to her X account, it becomes clear that whoever did this nasty thing, supports this aerodrome thing and this aero drop. Now, whatever that person is, you see, once upon a time, I met a person, and the person's favorite movie was this terrible film starring Tyrion the Little Dwarf guy, where he played I guess it was a mafia boss or whatever. But what happened was the protagonist of the film was somebody who liked to go in to find a vulnerable rich person and basically liquidate all of their home assets by having getting the courts to give them custody or custodianship over the poor, feeble, elderly person. And the protagonist did this to Tyrion's adopted mom and it was like, oh, you did the wrong. You picked with the wrong victim this time, pal. You picked the wrong victim this time, and I wish that we were such a place that someone picking on our little Emily with their fucking aerodrome and aero cryptocurrency, that we could like tank that cryptocurrency as a you know, how would we? What could we do? What this, Anyway, I'm gonna take the train on out so we can all hop over to Pastor Paul's show. I'll see you guys there.